So instead of commenting all this code, I should add brackets, square brackets to it, and yeah, I should be careful not to do it in insert mode, but not to do it in override mode, but in insert mode. So if you see this cursor, you can change it to normal cursor with insert key on your keyboard. And now I can hopefully again play with both my platforms. So yeah, this code looks fine. I still could have some bugs about resurrecting platforms or stepping on platforms, or I think that everything is fine now. Perhaps it's a good moment to start making a third platform. Whenever you need new members of an array, you can just give them value just like this, and the array will get bigger. Imagine if houses were so easy to build on a new extension of a street. Well, extending arrays in JavaScript is easy, but copying and pasting code, all this code, is not easy for me. If you want to do it, I do not agree. And I can show you one more reason why I don't agree to copy and paste all this code. Let's fix a problem that we should have fixed a long time ago. All my platforms act like ropes that the player hang from instead of platforms that the player step on, because of, sorry, not this line of code, instead this line of code makes the player step under the platform, and we can change this by evaluating a new value for my y such that the bottom of the player, which is, as you know, 30 pixels down from its head, so we should make the bottom of the player step on the top of the platform. And this line of code will not work, of course. And instead we should change this line of code, as our maths teachers has told us, by, instead of adding 30 on the left side, subtracting 30 on the right side. So let's see how our platform 1 is working. Oh no, it's ruined. And platform 0 is working fine. This is strange. Check it out again. I'm hanging from platform 1 and I'm stepping on platform 0. Of course, this is going to be the behavior of my program now that I fixed the bug in only one of the places. As you can see, here is the old copied code, and I havened fixed it yet, and of course I can easily fix it. But imagine if you have a lot of copy-pasted code, and those bugs are going to be really hidden. I am awake now. I know that I've made a problem, and it's easy for me to see it immediately and to fix it immediately. But if you are having a lot of tasks in a lot of code that is copy-pasted 100 times because you need 100 enemies, this is going to be horrible to make one change everywhere. And if you forget for one of the copies and pastes, well, it's going to be really hard to understand this bug and to fix it. One last reason why not to use copy and paste. Actually, 100 enemies sounds like a lot, and perhaps we are going to code a game with not as many as 100 enemies. For example, only 50 or 60, and 100 might be some maximum number that we don't actually need, and it's just a buffer for smaller needs. Well, it's going to be stupid that our code is copied and pasted more times that it's going to be used. But again, what if we want another behavior? What if there is no such limit as 100 enemies? What if the player selects whether to have a lot of enemies or few enemies? What if he has to shoot them to reduce their number, but instead he just avoids them and lets them grow in number? There are other games than shooters and avoiders. In a war strategy, you might not want to have such a limit on the number of units that can be produced. And sometimes this limit might not be 100, but instead 1,000 or 1,000,000. What if you want to make a specific code to be used for any of the 1,000,000 elements of an array? I hope you don't want to copy and paste 1,000,000 times. I really hope that you already know which of our existing knowledges, which one of our existing knowledge we can use for such a problem, but how to use it. Few videos ago we had the variables platform x0 and platform x1, and this number is not actually a separate number. It's not separate from the name of the variable. The name of the variable is all of this. So if we want to decide whether to use platform x0 or platform x1, we don't have any way to do it. Those are different variables, and we cannot do anything on both of them without copying, pasting and editing it. Well, with arrays it's not the same. Those square brackets let us evaluate the value for the index of the element that we want to use. So here, instead of 0, I can change it to 3 minus 2 minus 1, or instead of this I can write 8 divided by 4. So this is an evaluation that is going to always have the same value. It is always going to have to subtract 1 and 8 divided by 4, which is 2, from 3. So this is always going to be 0, and this is kind of boring. It's going to be evaluated a lot of times, but actually this evaluation could be even more complicated. It can even use variables. So what if we had the variable which platform to use? We can use it in some strange way here. Or a simpler evaluation will be just to let it alone. Huh. Isn't this crazy? We can write a piece of code and not know which values in the RAM memory is this code going to affect, because it is going to depend on an index value in the square brackets that is a variable. Could this actually reduce the difficulty and complexity of our code? Could this reduce the copying and pasting? Or, if instead it could not, could at least the copying and pasting be simpler if on this line of code we give a value to this variable to be 0, and we will have to change every 0 here in all of this code to be, instead of 0, which platform to use. And then I will delete this code and I can easily copy and paste this, and would I need to change all of the zeros here? No. So instead of this 0, I can change it to which platform to use, and instead of then replacing here the 0 to 1 and here the 0 to 1 and here and here and here and here and here and here, I will need only one place on which to change which platform to use. So I will be able to copy this code and paste it again and again and again for each new platform that I want. And I will only have to change the current value of which platform to use. This is my current task for you. Try to use a variable such as which platform to use, and it is going to be really easier for you to copy and paste code using arrays instead of specific variables for each platform. Good luck!